seen all the signs, I seen all the signs. They've been telling lies, they've been telling lies. Watching how I move, watching how I move. I've been keeping track now, watch out for the snakes. Watch out for the snakes, yeah. Watch out for the snakes. Watch out for the snakes, yeah. Watch out for the copying what I do every time. They wanna take what's mine. They busy faking and telling me lies. Now I watch out for the snakes. Watch out for the snakes, yeah. Watch out for the snakes.
Welcome to the 700 Club. Here's some sage advice. Don't believe everything you see on the internet. And that's a message from two prominent Christian leaders speaking out against the anti-vaccine messages that are gaining traction online.
Dr. Francis Collins and Russell Moore are calling on all Americans, particularly Christians, to get their COVID-19 vaccine as soon as possible. CBN's medical reporter Lori Johnson has the story.
How do I know that something bad isn't going to happen to me or my family with the vaccine? What would you say to reassure those people?
Well, here's a great opportunity for Christians to say, let's really look at the truth.
NIH director and noted Christian author Dr. Francis Collins and Southern Baptist Ethics President Russell Moore want Christians to think twice before believing unproven anti-vaccine theories.
There's an awful lot of information floating around, particularly in social media, that frankly doesn't represent truth. It represents some certain degree of fear and anxiety, and some just frank conspiracies that are pretty outrageous.
For example, Collins, who led the effort to sequence human DNA, explained why the messenger RNA vaccines produced by Pfizer and Moderna do not alter a person's DNA.
The RNA lives a very short time in your body. It is quickly degraded because RNA has a very short half-life. So there's no residual of what you've been injected with beyond probably a few hours.
They said some rumors could be seen as jokes, except people believe them by refusing vaccines or putting lives at risk.
And no metals that interact with 5G towers and implant, and no metals that interact with 5G towers and implant to ways that people can know where you are and track you.
No, and Bill Gates has not convinced us to put microchips into the syringes. I still think there are people who have heard that and think maybe it could be true. I really want to assure people these are wild, crazy ideas.
Some vaccines, such as the ones made by AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson, use material derived from abortion, but it's not what you might think.
There's a cell line which was derived in 1972. A cell line that was derived from a pregnancy termination in Scandinavia, an elective abortion. That cell line has been used, it's called HEK293, in many, many areas of biotechnology.
And while abortion is certainly an issue of life, so are vaccines. According to CDC statistics, COVID-19 contributes to a person's death each minute of the day in the United States.
But if you have a life-saving intervention and there's no other alternative, that it is acceptable when we're talking about cell lines derived 50 years ago. There's no current use of human fetal tissue at all in any of these vaccines.
In short, they advise Christians to get vaccinated.
So if you're trying to size up benefits and risks, and if you believe that God gives us the opportunity to act as his agents to try to relieve suffering and death, then it seems like this is a pretty good balance.
Other Christian and political leaders are putting forth pro-vaccine messages. Evangelist Beth Moore and former presidents Clinton, Bush, and Obama volunteered to not only get their COVID-19 vaccine as soon as possible, but to also do it on camera as a way to prove it's safe and encourage others to follow their lead. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
And let me encourage you, don't listen to the conspiracy theorists.
Don't listen to the conspiracy theorists.
Don't listen to the conspiracy theorists.
That somehow or other this is going to be the mark of the beast, or you're going to get some kind of chip implanted into you. All these things that are swirling around aren't helping at all. And I encourage people, please protect yourself. If you're in one of the high-risk groups, absolutely, please get this vaccination. For the rest of us who aren't,
For the rest of us who aren't, for the rest of us who aren't,
we're probably going to have to wait, given the policies that are being announced as to who has access to a vaccine.
Why don't you let me fix you some of this new Mococo drink? All natural cocoa beans from the upper slopes of Mountain Nicaragua, no artificial sweeteners.
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
I've tasted other cocos. This is the best.
What the hell does this have to do with anything? Tell me what's happening!
Well, you're having a nervous breakdown. That's what's happening.
You're part of this, aren't you?